So, we're going to jump on the Crucible. And I'm going to be doing Challenger difficulty. Start. I did the, yeah, clip does happen. I did the first difficulty earlier. And I mean, I think the Crucible is okay. So let's just jump right into it. A little more game volume. Let me jack my audio all the way up. Okay. And let me know if that's loud enough. Now I need to test something out real quick. Because I got the Crucible of the Deeps before, and I know there are multiples of them. And I want to see if I get another one. Yeah, that's as loud as the audio volume is going to get. Okay, I did get another one. Good. Let me just wander around and see what this one's like. And that's as loud as it's going to get, mostly because I don't want to blow my own eardrums out. So, yeah. The Crucible, it's survival mode. And you talk to Lakar. He also has some minions around, which are basically all the people you'd get in town. So you have a smith, someone to dismantle and salvage things, a spirit guide to do your respecking, a standard vendor, and then you can do your respecking. And then you have someone who will tell you about tributes. And I think he'll also give you benefits for them, if I recall correctly. So you can get blessings, essentially. And then you'll have these things that are the dynamite activation things, and they'll be little defense, like tower defense nodes almost, you can activate. So, I'm just going to jump right in. So you essentially have waves and waves of monsters that come in and attack you. It reminds me very much of, like, sort of the, not the Nephilim rifts themselves, but the rift trials. Now, obviously, it's going to be very hard for me to check chat once this gets going. But for leveling builds, I actually recommend starting as an Arcanist with this ability, with Electra's Flash Freeze, because you'll be able to just freeze whole mobs, and they'll basically be done. Like, you'll just stop them, and then they'll just die as they're frozen. So yeah, you'll also get hero mobs spawning in. And you have this little multiplier thing up here. And there's a score based on how fast you're killing, how many you're killing, and the difficulty. And then the multiplier is, I think, for score. I don't remember exactly what the guy said. So corrupted, predictably enough, takes a while to kill for my character. And then beyond just Arcanist, you can really take it to any class combination and ending build you want. But just for like speeding, like not speed leveling, but just for leveling, I do recommend just getting someone with Electra's Flash Freeze going. So when the music starts up, that means you've got, you know, a major guy showing up to deal with. So this is the ancient shambler from the caves. Now we have a little respite here. Okay, yeah, this is the Crucible. This is the new DLC. It is $5 though. It is pay DLC. So now that we've completed 10 waves, we can take a little breather. And I'll let the chat catch up to the stream a little bit in case anyone has questions. So if you like the build I recommend to a lot of people for like really beginning Grim Dawn is the Panetti's replicating missile build. You'll be able to handle most situations, single enemies, groups of enemies. And if you jump to the Spellbreaker class, you actually get a really great defensive ability in the form of Pneumatic Burst with Shadow Dance. And it crosses great with the Arcanist defenses as well. Spellbreaker is probably one of the, in my opinion, it's one of the better classes for building up a good defense. And the elemental types actually cross over not terribly, mostly because you can get like cold damage really easily across both the classes. And Panetti's you can really combo it to any other class as well. You could do a sorcerer in that setup. You could do a druid in that setup. You could even do a battle mage with Panetti's. So I do recommend Panetti's replicating missile a lot too. Okay, so round 2. I'm not gonna lie, him laughing right then. Where is this guy? Oh, he's right there. Yeah, I don't want to lose like this multiplier just because one random Cronley's guy decided to run away. Yeah, all the waves, they seem to be just themed a bit. So, like, you'll get, like, that's trolls and there are cultists over here. I guess they're not that themed. So you will get weird combinations of things. So, like, here's Gethrin. So he's coming out of the lab to join, like, some random group of mobs in the Crucible. So far, I'd say the only thing I'm not really enjoying about it, I mean, I'm not big on survival mode, so I'm probably actually not going to play it a lot, but I kind of wish that there were fewer, it may just be what I'm pulling now, I kind of wish that the mobs would just rush you more. Because there are a lot of mobs in Grim Dawn that like to stand back, like those cultists especially. Sure, I'll think differently. Differently at way, way higher levels. Yeah, here's money bags. Oh, and Nicholas Balthazar. Okay, so that was way up to wave 20. Sub T34B4G. Today we're doing Grim Dawn. Grim Dawn the Crucible, as opposed to Monster Hunter. I'm gonna do a little Q&A, stop and talk, and rest and think every 10 waves or so. I'm gonna try to do the wave 100, and we'll see how it goes. Yep, this is DLC that just came out today, in case anyone's wondering. No chat updates, so...
But you've only just begun.
Yep, here's wave 21 to 30. It pretty much is going to be like a lot of the same stuff over and over again. Just different mobs doing these things. There's a bird. So I like that it's interesting where you get combos like that, where you have like the Grand Vizier show up in the middle of a bunch of cultists. Who's left? Oh, a Void Leech.
Oh, that was right. Humans are miserable wretches.
I got frozen by something in there. I don't know who it was. Well, that was the wave, though. Coming out? Yeah, and I can't really take my eyes off playing the waves right now to check chat. I will definitely check it in between, though, in case anyone's wondering. And I will answer Grim Dawn questions as I do this. Not gonna lie, mossy shamblers as well. Kind of frightening in this place. You know, every time he talks, it makes me think someone's like chatting with me on Skype, because the volume is just loud enough to be at about that volume.
That skill's not ready.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's who that is. I was like, I took a lot of damage for this, and I'm like, wait. Look over, and it's friggin' Boulevard Bloodletter here. Yeah, so this is just, this is basically DLC. It's $5. It's a challenge mode. It's a survival mode. You fight through waves and waves of monsters. Waves in sets of 10. And you fight from 0 to, I think it's 100. It might be a little higher, but I'm going to go to 100 because it'll unlock the next difficulty. It pretty much is just an arena. I'm doing a live stream with this today to basically just show it off, show people what you can get from it. And I mean, new class and new level cap would be fun and all, but I mean, they're gonna do an expansion for that, and they do have a new ethereal dungeon coming out, which will be for free. So this is sort of the like when they did the Kickstarter, this is sort of the one of the promised things they were gonna do was a survival mode as basically for paid DLC.
You defy my minions.
Okay, this is where it actually gets a little more interesting too. So there are Crucible mutators on here.
Endure the Crucible's mutators. Are you ready for more?
So these will add little modifiers on to the Crucible, generally making it a little tougher. Yeah, I think it is a little underwhelming, personally. I know some people really love these things, and that's why, like, Diablo 3 has, you know, a following still. But, I mean, I'm probably never gonna play it after today, in all honesty. I prefer exploring the world and going out and hunting down monsters rather than just being in a room while monsters come after you. But I said I'd live stream this, so damn it, we're gonna live stream this. I think the one good thing it'll work for is when I did it earlier, I got a lot of like weird combinations of gearing. So it might be good for getting like weird like greens and stuff. Yep, we got another one of these groups where the mobs stay way far away from you. Oh, it's an ethereal obelisk, that's why. So this is Warden Krieg.
Can't do that.
Oh, come on, I just did the whole wave and there's one ice spitter there just sitting in the back.
Smith fight better than you.
Snap. Oh, we got one of those mobs that likes to stun, I think. Oh, good. Oh, good. An ethereal hero, just what I want in this. Okie dokie. Hey, Zach. Too long didn't read here. Arena mode, survival mode. Fight through hordes of monsters in a single room. Go through waves and waves. Eventually gets harder because it adds mutators on that turn. That like tune your stats down, tune monster stats up. It is DLC. It's $5. I would recommend it to the like Grim Dawn super fans. It's a pretty good place for possibly getting like esoteric gear almost, because I got like these Resolute Dreeg Sect leg guards of the Winter Storm earlier, and then demonic ascended shoulder pads of attack, and both of these rolled okay. So I don't know who I'm going to use them on though, is the thing. But yeah, you could get some esoteric gear here. You fight through waves and waves and waves and waves and waves of stuff, and yeah, it's a survival mode. I mean, I'm not big on them. Like, that's one of the reasons why Diablo 3 got kind of lame for me, but like Diablo 3 turned into this, and that's all it was. Grim Dawn is still Grim Dawn, and this is just an add-on to it. It's another mode that you might want to try if it's something that would interest you. So we are going to do 40 to 50. And I am checking the chat like after the waves are done, just because some of them can be like really crazy, and yeah, I would prefer not to be like looking over to my left and then like one of these things walks up to me and hurts me a lot. Yeah, so you'll also get like boss mobs in here. And it can actually get kind of interesting what combinations you'll get. So yeah, Ilgor the Eternal is... Whoopsie. Ilgor the Eternal is from the bottom of the steps. So I need that, 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 and that's everything. Oh yeah, Black Legion. That's kind of cool. I was like, what mobs jump on you like that aren't heroes? And it's like, oh, it's Black Legion.
The way mortals live is truly wondrous.
Yeah, so that was Gutworm coming in. And yeah, and he came in with Kara's Sigil of Chthon. So it's actually kind of interesting what combinations you get. Yeah, and like all the bosses actually function in their boss mode. So, you know, he actually like pops. And you gotta fight him along other monsters. Did I just say along other monsters? Well, this wouldn't be my live stream if I didn't misspeak. Master Ravok. Oh, he's at the... Okay, I know what he is. I was like, that's a... It's like, that's an Order of Death's Vigil guy, and I'm like, I've never really fought him a lot. It's like, where is he again? Oh yeah, Fort Heron.
Can't do that.
Oh god, Alcamos, really? You really can pull anything in here.
Can't do that yet. I've seen Smith fight better.
Well, that was Alcamos with Salazar. That's kind of crazy. That was wave 50. And you always be given a vital essence at the end to restore your staminas. Yeah, that's why I play Grim Dawn too. It's got, like, you explore the world to get your gear and get your, and you know, hunt the monsters and find the nemesis spawns and get to the nemesis spawns with reputation and stuff. But, yeah, that's why I like this being a separate entity from the game. I think the only thing I wouldn't mind them do is maybe put the portal in the game so you actually are connected to it in some way. The secret bosses do spawn in here. I had the Sentinel earlier. And it is really fun to see things that are technically friendly towards you come after you, like Black Legion. And in my case, the Order comes after me. Just making sure my passives are on. Yep. Wave 51 to 60.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, reflective is the thing I'm probably most scared about in here. Yeah, and I'm kind of dreading a little bit people who get way into survival modes and stuff. Like, I'm dreading the comments if I ever post a build video and someone is like, well, can this handle X level of the Crucible? And I'll be like, I don't know. or it doesn't really matter to me as much.
That skill's not ready. Smith fight better than you.
That's a fun combination, I think. Zarthus Ellen and Roldarothus. Fire and ice combo, I guess.
That skill's not ready.
Two down here. They're like mobs in here that I know are probably in the game somewhere, but I'm just like not used to seeing them, or I haven't seen them really in the game. Like that one caster just now. I don't remember where she is in the game, or if she's just a random spawn. You hear the ethereal manticores from the, not the conflagration, the other one.
I can't do
Oh no, I'm like, it's a little easy, it's a little early to see, Woozelauk down here.
that. Looked painful.
Ow. So yeah, that was Archduke, and then we've also got, this is Malkadur running around, the Order of Death's visual guy. I don't think I've actually fought in the game, because I don't pick Kaimans enough. Okay, that was actually a little tougher. Oh, I can't, because Wave 100, we're almost there. We're past the halfway point. Wave 100 is when they throw a Nemesis spawn at you. I hope they don't throw two at me for this one. Yes, this is the same Albrecht spec as it's always been. I got the Iskander set, 4 set? Yeah, 4 set running. And the blacksmith doesn't give you anything new. He is just a normal blacksmith. No special thingies. At least as far as I can tell. I don't think there are any special items. Nope. They'd usually be under the materials anyways. Yeah, Zach, that's actually the exact type of comment I'm a little dreading. Because I've gotten them where it's like, this build can't handle this Nemesis spawn, therefore it sucks. So yeah, getting this build can't handle level 359 of the Crucible, therefore it sucks.
The Crucible's
It's also kind of why I'm glad that this is like DLC and a separate thing, because like you don't absolutely need to have it to play Gurdan. I'd probably say it's worth $5 as well. Like given that it's like different areas and they're kind of unique every time, and oh hey, Herald of Destruction. Oh, that means... yeah, Herald of Destruction. That means the Herald of Flame is probably floating around here somewhere. Come on, you're almost dead. Just die. Thank you. Oh yeah, Herald of Destruction is gonna be probably the biggest, or Flame is probably gonna be the biggest pain in the ass thing to do.
Long before you try that too. I still haven't found the source of this.
That's a pretty funny one-liner, actually. Oh hey, it's Sharzul! This is gonna be great, everyone! And watch while I run around and not fight him as best I can. Ugh. So he didn't actually have like a lot of his AoE crap. Oh wow, that's a lot of poison. I think my only like a tiny little problem I'm having right now is I'm not used to the frame rate drop, the tiny frame rate drop while streaming compared to recording. Kind of funny that there were two burning mobs right next to each other right there. Oh hey, Log Heron's Vanguards, that's neat. Okay, who's here? Oh, Herald of Flame, there it is. Crucible's over, everyone go home. I lost my damn multiplier because of that stupid monster. Oh good, multiple terraformers are over here. Well, luckily we get a little break after this wave. So they said that they are working on the expansion. They have got an ethereal roguelike coming. It's probably going to be attached to Burwitch, and Anasteria is involved in some way. And then no word yet on a release date or anything like that for the expansion. I would assume... Well, I wouldn't assume anything, honestly. Grim Dawn came out in February. Like, I thought it'd be out for Christmas. And I would say, oh, maybe it's going to be out for Christmas, but can't really be sure on that one. Not that I'm going to need all 99 potions. but I just want to top them off. And they said it was going to be a full act. I would also assume you're going to get at least to level... I mean, you're going to get to level 90 probably, but I think with the first expansion, I wouldn't be surprised if we can go to 100. They're probably going to do like the early access thing again. Or at least, I would hope they would do that, where they kind of do like the chunks of acts, like they did with the previous acts. And I would assume we get at least one new class with it. I mean, I'd hope for multiple new things for the multiple new masteries for the expansion. I would just assume one, maybe two. And I hope it's a necromancer. In all honesty, I want an official necromancer in the game. Yeah, the Grim Dawn devs, I think, are doing a really great job, given that there are something like a dozen of them. Like, it's like they put out the hidden path, and it's like, yeah, that wasn't like blow you away amounts of content, but like they're doing it at least. Like, I can't think of many developers that put out new free stuff for people that own the game. Definitely more combinations equal more love. And to Infinity and Beyond, the DLC is pretty neat. I'm not huge on versus modes though, so I'm probably just gonna do it this one time and go back to playing Monster Hunter. Or doing more normal Grim Dawn, depending on what I feel like. And who's on. So yep, one more second, and then I will start waves 71 to 80. Stupid Herald of Flame made me lose my score multiplier. And I'd probably say my short list for things I want to see in the game for masteries are a Necromancer, a Ranger, maybe their take on a Paladin. Like, do one for the Order and one for Kaiman's Chosen. But a Ranger would be good. Yeah, for a Necromancer, I wouldn't mind having a pet build that's not so much based on quantity, but something that's not like the Briar Thurin and the Hellhound to me are very similar. And I wouldn't mind a pet build that's sort of a hybridized one. I'd cross it with the Arcanist, of course. I mean, I practically, like, I can switch to show the character. I practically have that character already. It's just he uses kind of a weaker item to get his skeletons. For the record, it like this ability, the manifestation ability, gives the pets a bonus. The only thing is, I think they should really remove that minus 10% elemental damage on it. Seems like an unnecessary detriment. Yeah. The Kaiman's Sanctum is like there's that portal at not the Blood Grove, Sorrow's Bastion, and like to the left and up the stairs and like down that path is the Orders. Kaiman's is sort of right up the stairs in front of the portal. If that's what you mean by Kaiman's Sanctuary. Or if you mean at the end of the Kaiman's line of quests. Yeah, east side of the river is a good way to put it. Unless you mean like the end of the Kaiman quest where you have to go in the secret room in the back of the Tomb of Korvac. That might be the thing. Arcanist isn't really a nice twist for me. It's a nice twist on doing a pet build, though. Okay, wave 71. Pigs and trolls. Pigs and trolls and getting stunned a lot. Bugs and getting stunned a lot. Bugs and Ravna. Oh, and Laudas Varga's in here too. Just rain all the crap from the skies. It's like my druid, but his enemies. Uh-oh. It's like, uh-oh, what's loading in now? Oh, come on, come on.
That skill's not ready. That skill's not ready. That skill's not ready. That skill's not ready. That skill's not ready.
An achievement popped up and it actually kind of like distracted me for a second there. And my friend Cabo was talking to me on Skype and the toast there distracted me a bit.
That skill's not ready.
Who is this? Oh, is that Bolivar in there? Again? I don't know who's in here. Oh, Master of the Pit, okay. And we've got one guy back here still. Okay, that should be that wave. Next wave up. Yeah, Chthonic Unravelers worry the crap out of me in here too. I mean, they worry the crap out of me, like, regardless. Like that one shrine where you had to fight them always gives me a little bit of the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, you have to go through all of the homestead quests, and then you can actually go further north, well, northwest-ish, out the east gate of Homestead, and that'll take you to Sorrow's Bastion, and then you'll get to Kaiman's. Also, when you get Kaiman's to, I believe it's, oh. So when you get Kaiman's to, I think it's the first reputation thing, they actually put a vendor in Homestead for you. I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, I'm not one for survival modes though. I kind of like having a bit more like weight to things. Like even if it is just going in the field and just smacking monsters around, just having someone give you a quest or me saying, "Oh, I want to hunt the nemesis spawns down." Like to me that feels a bit more like weighty, and I like that a bit more than just here's a room full of monsters. Let's kill them over and over and over again. Yeah, PoE races are really awesome. If I actually played PoE more, I'd probably do them a lot. That sucks, Evil Lock SP. I would assume a Conjurer would probably do really well in here. Whether they're Vitality or whether they're pet-based. Okay, here I think we can go on to the 80 to 90 now.
Don't let your success get to your head.
So we have 2 mutations to deal with now. So in case anyone was wondering, here are things from the hidden path.
If you're anything to go by, your world is doomed.
Oh, stop with the ethereal abominations. These things take forever for me to kill, and they hurt like crazy. Yeah, so here's the Guardian buys meal. Wait, we got guys back here, and it looks like we have one guy up there. I could see that getting like really annoying really quickly, where you have like one spawn way in the back. This doesn't rush you, and it's like, oh, there goes a multiplier. Uh-oh. Also, I seem to be pulling Death Revenant a lot. Like, that wasn't the actual, like, hero Death Revenant, but, yeah, I seem to be pulling him a lot. I've seen him a couple times now. Uh-oh, I'm dead. I'm not dead, holy crap. Let me run, I want to run away from you. I got monsters that don't freeze easily, I'm screwed. Okay, I think I want to take out the troll first, because he's not highly resistant to my main damage type, and I could probably take him out quickly, like that.
I can't do that yet.
Okay. Oh no! Well, here's the Nemesis spawn, everyone.
Can't do that yet.
Kind of a trickier one, I think. Let's see if I can run away from him. Let's see. Poison acid would be really good in here too, I think. Hey, Sorellis. It's going good. Doing the Crucible, as you can see. Thank you. Thank you for liking the videos. The game is lagging like hell because my computer's not great, and I'm like streaming and recording this at the same time, and it's like heavy waves of monsters that normally don't like churn out of Grim Dawn like this. Oh, you want to see an impressive... Oh, which stash? This one? Or... this one? And thank you either way. Prodigal Sorcerer, that's your name too. Wait, is that Tim? Is that the one that taps for 1 damage? Or is that the one that taps for 3 colorless? I don't remember. Cool. I'm glad you liked it. And I'm gonna let the game like sit for a second while I answer chat. Yeah, for Magic it's Box of Commander 1. Box for Commander 2. And then dice. I'm gonna try to go to 100 waves, and then I will open all the chests. But we just did a Nemesis spawn, so it's like... I'm a little worried about what's gonna get spawned this time. I have not actually fought Xantarin, so I can't give advice on what to do against him, unfortunately. Kaiman's Chosen? All over Kaiman's Chosen, though. That is run away, then run in a circle screaming while your cooldowns are off, and then once they come back up, turn around and shoot her. Yeah, I have a pretty substantial collection too, but my friend who's also named James, works at a comic book store that sells magic, and he's like the magic guy there, and he has a collection now, just from his job, like picking up good stuff. I could imagine past 100 the difficulty just goes through the roof, but I'm probably gonna stop at 100. Or die first. I mean, either way. I wonder if I can put up some of these things. We'll see what these do. So, Death Chill here. Let's do Vanguard there. I don't know what Stonewall does. I'm just gonna try a bunch of these different ones, and then we'll do Stormcaller there. And I believe I can talk to the person in the middle here, is it? Let's see. So, Blessing of Yulo shields you from duration and control effects. Empyrean's Guidance grants you unparalleled fortitude. Might of Amatok, seem more powerful. Ulzin's Pact accelerates your abilities. Yeah, so, I don't have the blue orb from pre-order or beta because I only bought the basic pack. For about, I think it was $15, I bought Grim Dawn on sale, and I got 1,000 hours of gameplay out of it. Yeah, the map, it changes randomly every time you load it up. I got the In the Deeps one the first time, and I didn't really like it that much because it was like these two giant U's were in the middle, and they blocked my 8th array across the entire map. Yeah, I lost my multiplier on level 80, I think, because the Herald of Flame showed up. And I'm using my 8th array guy, so that wasn't great. Yeah, the first, like, difficulty is really, really easy. This actually feels more along the lines of, like, Ultimate to me, a little bit at least. I don't know what the highest difficulty would actually feel like. That's the other reason I wanted to get to 100 roll, not the last one. I might try it out. I think the blue orb isn't it like a little, like ethereal spirit pet that follows you around, I think? I think it just gives you light. I don't know, someone else can answer that in the chat if they actually have it. Oh, that sucks. Hardcore deaths are always bad. They just feel bad to me. I had one hardcore character and he died, and I felt bad. I died on camera too, if anyone's interested, you can go watch it. I died hilariously on camera, actually, to something I didn't think I'd die to. Yeah, it's a little fun extra bit. I think they gave you, like, the George Washington wig, I think is the same thing, too. So I'm gonna go with, I think I'll go with the Blessing of Yulo. So, okay, yeah, we can get... So, Vanguard Aura is, Barrier fills you with rage, increasing your offensive ability, crit damage, and all damage. This is the Stonewall. Increases defensive ability, health, and health regen, so we want to run over here for heals. And then, my two AoEs here are probably the damaging ones. Okay, let's begin. I think given the choice of stacking these with this character, I'd probably go for the defensive ones, honestly. He's probably going to be standing over here a lot. Yeah, this one looks like it's... I don't know what the storm color one is doing. I think the ice one's shooting like little ice bolts out. Yeah, you can see the ice bolts. Okay. Don't want to stand on sigils and stuff.
I've seen Smith fight better than you.
Ah, crap. Uh-oh. Oh. $99. We're almost to 100. Let's try to not die like we almost did in there. So here's the Sentinel. Ow. No! No! So we died to the Sentinel. So let's see. Let me just go and check the chat real quick. Chain Lightning Crucible can't have new items, otherwise it would have been for advantage. That's true, you can't put new items in something like this. Yeah, that would be like really, really unfair to go above 50. 50 devotion. Yeah, I was so close to hitting 100. Yeah, I actually do think a retaliation build would be ridiculous in here. Mostly because you could just let the things come up and hit you, and then that's it. They would just die. But you would have to be kind of careful because there are monsters that can really, really shred apart retaliation builds. No, that's... Guy wants on the other side. Yeah, the Sentinel is one of the few bosses I haven't fought a lot. So I don't exactly have a good strategy against him aside from my usual strategy of run away lots. So yeah, you can occasionally get good things out of this, and I'll check everything out just to make sure. That's not a bad one, in all honesty. Officers of Sanctification, I'll set that aside. Don't need Guardsman's Hammer. Oh! Ooh! That might be a good one to keep as well. Vampiric Salazar, Sovereign Blade of the Slayer. Set that aside. If that were another damage type other than cold, I'd maybe keep it. And then we get a few components as well. I didn't get any legendaries. I didn't finish off 100. I didn't get to like a good capstone level, and I died. That might be the other issue too, is retaliation might be a little slow because a lot of mobs like to hang back in Grim Dawn. So you have to actually run into like these rooms and, or at least run to the doors sometimes to at least shoot in there and get them. Is this just attacking me now? Is that what's going on? I didn't notice that these were nerfed. I'm still gonna wear them because I need them for the Pierce Res. Yeah, I actually like that it's like we got a Salazar's Blade, and I actually have some good Ascended shoulder pads now. Yeah, that's another thing. The Aether Ray build is a little difficult to use in here because you pretty much have to shoot in one direction, and it's one target, one kill. Well, I was trying to get to 100 because it unlocks the next difficulty, but yeah, I did die. But yeah, you could just go to like, you could just repeatedly like ding up to 50 and then just keep going for the loot if you really wanted to. Patch notes are probably at grimdawn.com. Click on the forums, click on the release info page would probably get you to it. Oh wait, I don't know if I have linking allowed in the forum, so let me very quickly go and grab that up. Or linking in the chat. If I do allow linking in the chat, I should probably change that setting. So, oh, yep, that would be the thread. Yeah, when you die, I think the main thing you lose is the center chest. Because I succeeded last time and there's a chest right here and it was a really big one. So you lose that chest that's right there. And I would assume when you go full 150, you get whatever is right there as well. So while I'm here live, does anyone have any questions about Grim Dawn? Or even Monster Hunter? Also, Zach, I did see that you died to a Gendrome. Shame. Yeah, I'll look at the Golemborn Greaves real quick. I don't look at the item stuff. Golemborn Greaves, health reduced to 385, physical resist to 4%. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's just a little toned down. Maybe. Because I only got greens and blues the first time I did it, but that was the first difficulty, too. So 3 tips for Grim Dawn. 3 tips for leveling. The first tip is, since you're playing an Arcanist, I highly recommend you do, Electrous Flash Freeze. Because Electrous Flash Freeze is amazing for leveling up. You can pretty much hit the entire screen with it, and it deals enough damage at 12 out of 12 that it will just kill everything. It's great for just running in the field and just slamming, just boom, everything's done. Second leveling tip is, I'd probably build your defenses first. So like on my Spellbreaker here, I built up Pneumatic Burst and Shadow Dance first. And then my third tip for leveling, and this is more for like really low-end leveling, is to grab up a Cracked Lodestone at level 7 and use the Lightning Nova ability. And then if you can get it, an Amber at level 20 and use Empowered Lightning Nova, because they're strong attacks and they don't cost you skill points. So they're really good with Electrous Flash Freeze for just wiping out tons and tons and tons of mobs. So I'm going to go and I think I'll smack some Cronley's guys around just to see what the new Amarastas looks like. I mean, I know it's going to look exactly like Amarasta's Blade Burst, but it got a buff. So we are going to just jump on some Cronley guys and see what happens. I mean, so far it's going pretty good. Yeah, I did a hardcore playthrough back in early access. It ends pretty comically. So I'm just running along talking about my build, and I come up to that one guy that's about to burn the witch, and he just jumps on me and kills me when I decide to fight him. I mean, so far, the changes they made to Amarasta actually feels really good. I mean, I know it's hard to see through all the chaff of a bajillion devastations, but... Yeah, his DPS, it's not going to actually be listed as that much, but it feels pretty good. And I mean, this is like my, I'm sure everyone's seen the video, but it's my sort of like weird for fun character. It's not really like optimized for anything except my own enjoyment. And I mean, he's obviously getting the job done, so... I actually kind of wish he had more abilities, like... something that was maybe like a cold devastation would be perfect. Because then I could actually focus on a single damage type. And still preserve the whole based around cooldowns and the caster offhand theme. And if anyone was actually going to wander in here looking for the Crucible, I already did it earlier. I will be posting that video later on the YouTube channel. But I did mention earlier I have a character that's kind of necromancery. It would mostly be this guy. I do have another guy that's a little necromancery as well, but... yeah, I'm sorry, Carbon Seed. I'm not a hardcore player at all. You might be able to find information on the official forums for stuff. I would probably recommend, if you just want super tankiness, to do a warder, a soldier shaman. That'll get you a whole lot of defense, like a whole lot of defense. Like 20k health, lots of armor, all sorts of good stuff. You know, I think I'll just whack him with Amarasta just to see what happens here. Yeah, I mean, It definitely feels more powerful. It's a nice boon for Amarasta's Blade Burst. Yeah, and actually just dumping everything in physique is another tip for hardcore, just because it's so, like, it's a really, really weightedly good stat, in my opinion. Like, I'd almost recommend every character does 100% physique. Oh, that's another thing. They actually said they were going over these sets as well. The, like, level 70-ish sets dedicated to certain classes, like the Calidor set and that set, to give them a once-over. Yeah, also, I can point those out. Devotions for survivability are all in this corner. Specifically, the Lion gets you some health, some damage. Tortoise gets you a bunch of health and defensive ability, and then a damage absorption ability. Scales of Okama is great as well because it gets you a lot of health regen, some energy regen if you need it, all damage, and an ability where if you get hit, you retaliate. Did they add that energy leech on there? That might be new. I don't remember Energy Leech being on there. And then you have the whole Obelisk of Maynard over here. Shield Maiden if you're using a shield. Solemn Watcher. Yulo gives you some resistances. Tree of Life gives you an obscene amount of health regen. And then Light of the Empyrean is also lots of resistances and stuff like that. I think you could also go for... is it Dying? No, it's... wasn't Chariot. I must be thinking of something else. Yeah, I have it. If you want some lifesteal, the Revenant over here gives you some attack damage converted to health, percent health, some vitality res, more attack damage converted to health, and then more damage to undead and attack speed. Also, you have pets. It gives pets lifesteal as well. Joseph Knight, that was one of the best decisions you could have made with your life. Crucible can be done at any level. Which boots again? The Rifthound ones? I think I've got a couple floating around in my my GT stash. I believe I have every epic in the game. I'm pretty sure I'm missing one or two, but I mean, I think I have every epic, more or less. Don't have all of the legendaries, but I have a lot of the legendaries. Yeah, all the law, just all of the law will be great for defense. Yeah, and Joseph Knight, I did not mean that sarcastically either, in case you were wondering. I actually think that I'd probably say Grim Dawn is one of my top 10 favorite games ever. I just haven't been playing it on the channel a lot because I pretty much have finished everything in it. So, it's pretty much just random build ideas that come into my head I'll post. Okay, so for retaliation builds, I think the big thing you have to deal with, like, the big thing you gotta do is actually try to attack them. Because I think the only thing, like, just, if you did a strict I'm not pressing buttons to attack build, I think you would still have to activate Counter-Strike with a pistol, maybe, to hit casters and ranged things. Otherwise, you might want to have something like maybe a Primal Strike, like a couple points in Primal Strike if you're doing the Warder version. If you're doing the Witchblade version, you could probably just gear a lot of Poison Acid and throw Dreeg's Evil Eye out in its cooldown mode to deal with ranged stuff. Nice, the booty aficionado. I bought Grim Dawn for, I think it was something like $14, $15, something on that on a Steam sale. And I put 1,000 on it. That's a good gaming investment. You can't be undead, but you can kind of play an undead guy almost. I was gonna save this build for like an actual video, and I'll probably still do it in an actual video, but there are a couple things you can do to do pseudo necromancy. Specifically, the gloves that you get way late game, called Necromancer's Death Grips, which will give you raised spirits. And then you can do the Revenant Constellation and Devotion, which is a really good constellation in and of itself, and that gets you Raise the Dead. And this guy, I kind of made him like an Order of Death's Vigil groupie, almost. And I think I'm going to do an actual build for this guy in the future as his own build video once he's done. But, yeah, you can equip a lot of the Order equipment, and it makes you look very, very Lich-like. In addition to having some not bad equipment. And I did him as a Warlock, and there are a lot of options for damage in a Warlock. You know, it's funny, until recently I was kind of broke, so... I mean, I'm still pretty broke, so I couldn't actually pick up the $75 version, even though I kind of wanted to. Let's see. Yeah, I guess you could technically consider yourself undead anyways, because you just keep dying and coming back. Oh yeah, and for undead, the Order of Death's Vigil actually is, like, you can kind of read their background once you acquire them, or you can look at it real quick on the stream, provided the quality's good enough to see it. Order of Death's Vigil are basically necromancers. You don't get to be one, but you can join their ranks. And you can kind of be one. I hope they actually put a necromancer in this class in the future. I have only played Sino's Cornucopia mod. I'm not really huge into modding. I was planning on doing one myself, but just I don't have the time for it. And I'm just not huge on modding. I mean, I'm not going to say don't play the mods. I actually think modding's really cool and is great for the health of the game. But just for me personally, I like the core game. I may do some of the crazy-ass challenge mods, though. We'll see in the future. And I actually, believe it or not, I've never actually played Titan Quest. I went out and bought it, like, a couple months ago, but I haven't gotten to playing it. Like, a lot of people, when I say, oh, I never played Titan Quest, are kind of surprised by that, because everyone who's played Grim Dawn, like, has played Titan Quest. Like, that's how they know about Grim Dawn. I learned about Grim Dawn from a streamer/YouTuber named Ziggy D. And he does a lot of Path of Exile stuff, and he just did Grim Dawn one day, and I'm like, wow, this game looks pretty interesting. And I went and picked it up, and, like, I was hooked almost immediately. And this was, like, before the Arcanist. It was, like, build, I want to say 19. 18 or 19. They just put two-handers in the game. Yeah, actually, Necromancer was a class I was thinking of doing. I think everyone wants a Necromancer. That's why I think they should put it in as a class, like, officially. It's just, like, Necromancer just has, like, a cool factor to it in action RPGs. And I'm pretty much winding down, but I'm still gonna be... I'll still sit here and answer questions and talk to you guys. I actually went from Grim Dawn a little bit in the Path of Exile, and then I stopped in Path of Exile. I can't get into repeating Path of Exile's areas. Like, if... I know a lot of people would hate the option, but if I could just buy, like, blank level 60 characters or whatever and just gear them out, I'd actually play Path of Exile a lot more. You know, it's funny, when I started playing Grim Dawn, they had announced the Arcanist was coming, and it was like they showed a video of a bunch of the, like, skills in production, and they were like, oh, here's the replicating missile, and it's like a magic missile, and they're like, oh, here's, you know, Myvin's sphere, it protects you, and then they're like, oh, and here's Albrecht's Aether Ray, and it's just giant laser beam, and I'm like, I want this. This is what I want out of a class. Yeah, that's the other thing about, like, Torchlight 2 and PoE are kind of, like, just bland to me, too. I am going to try to stream every weekday around 7 p.m. It's not going to be Grim Dawn every day. I'm going to change it up from here. Like, basically what I'm interested in playing, I'll probably just pick up and play. I may do art streams where I draw and talk about stuff. I might do... I mean, I'm going to mix Grim Dawn in every so often. Monster Hunter Generations is going to be a big game for streaming. So yeah, hit that favorite button, hit the subscribe button, and you'll know when I come on. I mean, for the next couple weeks, though, whenever I stream, I'll probably post an announcement video like I did tonight, just so everyone on the channel knows. But it's probably going to be about 7 o'clock, and I'll play for about hour and a half, 2 hours. It's my stream idea for now. I don't know if I'm going to do, like, specific days for specific games. Depends on what happens. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about PoE. I think it's it sets up what it is, like the reason you're on this island, but then it's like I got really confused as to what was going on. Like in Grim Dawn, you don't have to pay attention to the lore, and they're like, this guy's gonna attack Devil's Crossing, go kill him, and it's like, okay, I'll go kill him, and then you go and kill Warden Krieg, and like it actually kind of makes sense. I also, like in PoE, I don't like the way the characters run. They look very, very, like, stiff. And they're huge on the screen, too. And Torchlight 2, I hated that they put restrictions on your skill points. Like, I just want to focus on one skill and build it to the top rank, but you can't do that until you level up a certain amount. So, my internet is 30 down and 5 up right now. My computer isn't that great, which is why we had a bit of lag, but I'm sure while you guys were watching it, there weren't any stream issues. And if there were, please let me know, and I'll try to fix some settings. And I was streaming at 720p, in case you were wondering. I'm not a big-time operation by any means. I mean, I think we averaged at about 50 viewers tonight. And it's been fluctuating as I've been just sitting here and talking rather than actually playing the game. And believe me, like, 30 down, 5 up is, like, amazing to me. Because I went from, like, 30 and 5 from, like, 15 and 1. So, yeah, like, when I uploaded a bunch of my Monster Hunter videos, they were uploading at, like, 45 minutes. When my videos before were taking, like, 4 hours. Yeah, that's the thing about PoE. It's all grindy. I mean, obviously... geez, I play Monster Hunter, and that's all grindy. But to me, it's like PoE's sort of... like, it's grindy, and there's no variation in the grind to me. I do like the races, though. Like, the races are really entertaining, and if I played the game more, I'd probably only race. Yeah, Zach, we hit 50... I think we topped out at, like, probably 55, 60 tonight. Compared to, like, the 10 we had when we were playing Monster Hunter the last 2 days. There is no real new content. It is just the arena. It is its own thing. There were updates to skills, like, Amarasta's Blade Burst, like I showed before, got updated. Cadence got a huge update, and I think Fire Strike even got an update. So Cadence got a gigantic DPS boost, to the point where I might have to make a build video based around Cadence. And then Amarasta's Blade Burst here, it has a bigger chance to freeze. I think it hits 30% at its ultimate level. It deals more damage, and then on this part of the skill, they significantly increased the acid damage. I think they added flat cold damage on, and they added percent frostburn on top of all the other mods getting boosted. So they gave a large boost to Amarasta's Blade Burst and Lethal Assault. They gave a large boost to Cadence and its children, and Fire Strike and its children too, I believe. I get a little money off of it. I can't live off of it yet. That's sort of why I'm not only doing Grim Dawn. I'm trying to pull lots of games in to try and expand the channel out a bit. That's why I'm doing, like, a lot of Monster Hunter Generations right now, and Endless Legend, and, like, Grim Dawn, I feel like I've finished a lot of the game, so I can't really do daily videos about it anymore. And I'm probably going to branch out and just pull in other games that I find interesting. I have some plans for videos in the near future as well. So, I mean... it's a little money. It's not, like I said, it's not enough to live off of. It surprises the crap out of my parents when I tell them about it. That's always a good thing. Yeah, I think the next big build of the game is going to be an entire dungeon and then stuff associated to that. Okay. Yeah, I don't play a Fire Strike character, so thanks to Masked Oath, or Demasked D3. It's, yeah, I think they maybe toned it down on its first ability. I don't remember the patch notes. I should actually just look real quick. They reduced the fire scaling with rank, reduced percent weapon damage by a max ultimate rank. Explosive strike, they reduced the physical damage scaling with rank. Searing strike now requires 3 points to max out. Percent crit damage reduced by 10%. Static strike, chance of triggering lightning damage now starts at 33, scaling up to 70% by rank 12, 80% by ultimate rank. Lightning damage reduced. Brimstone reduced fire damage, but increased chaos damage by same amount. So, Fire Strike was just tuned. But Cadence and Amarasta's got some nice buffs. The Booty Aficionado. I did a hardcore playthrough. Search my channel for it. It goes to about, I think, 30 parts. It's early access, and I die quite comically. Well, it's not like haha comical. Like I'm like planning, like I'm talking like this and planning out the build, and I go to like talk to the, like go to save the witch from being burned, and it's Nathaniel, I think, is the character who does the big burst initially, and he just kills me, just one-shots me. For a Blade Master, I would maybe go towards Cadence. Baronath is great for battle mages, and if you don't actually want to spend the points on Cadence, you can use Baronath. In fact, I think my battle mage has Baronath right now. Yeah, Firestrike is great for sorcerers and saboteurs and probably every class combination with Demolitionist is great with Firestrike. And welcome to the stream. I can't read your name because it's neon green. Tiki Bug, welcome to the stream. Neon green on gray is not easy to see. Spoiler warning? Also, if anyone watching has questions, I will answer them right now. And I will be posting that video of the Crucible run on the channel for anyone who missed it and you came on late. Here, let's just do this. Grim Dawn. Casual answering of questions. Update. Oh, sorry. I should have spoiled warning that, but it's funny to it's funny to actually watch it in addition to be saying what it is. Yeah, and for PoE mapping, I did a little bit of it. It's a lot. Actually, it does remind me a bit like Grim Dawn's Challenge, and it does remind me a bit of that, but without exploring a map. Yeah, anyone playing hardcore, you can join the Booty Aficionado. I don't play hardcore, so I can't help with it. Oh yeah, I will probably do multiplayer Grim Dawn streams in the future. But I do want to throw curveballs like every night, different games. And if that is everyone's comments and questions, you know, Zach, that's actually how I kind of feel about Grim Dawn right now. I always tend to pick it up in waves, play it a lot, and then just set it down for a month. And then pick it up, play it a lot, set it down for a month. Pick it up, play it a lot, set it down for a month. Okay, so Grim Dawn with multiplayer only play. I don't think you're really going to see it now, like, because they're a really small company and running servers costs money. But I think if, like, we'll have to wait for the expansion to see what their plans are in the future. But I think Grim Dawn, like, they want to make it a franchise, and I really think if they were to push it, they could really make an awesome big franchise like PoE. Like, imagine the Grim Dawn feel where you have to, like help the survivors of this world the way you do in Grim Dawn, like, normally. And then you can turn around and, like, build up your city almost like, not Half-Life, Fallout. And then you could, like, have this like, magic world with the pseudo-Victoriana and the post-apocalyptica and explore around it, and yeah, just have a lot of multiplayer stuff in there. And then they could run all the technical stuff like seasons and maps and raids and all that. I think they could really, really push it in the future. Right now, though, I kind of like that it's like a small single-player game. But it has a lot of potential. And it is kind of exciting to be in, like, a franchise starting on the ground floor. And they obviously know what they're doing. Like, I don't think they've done anything yet that I've been like, oh, this is the worst thing ever I've seen in a game. So yeah, it's potentially something they could do in the future, like run online servers and then, like, do seasons and races and hideaways and all that stuff. Potential is the key word there too. Potential, and the fact that they said they wanted to do a franchise with it. Question about the DLC. Is this classic survival mode with stronger and stronger mobs? I don't know how it works with hardcore characters, but the DLC, it's $5. It is a survival mode, and it does come in, it's waves and waves of monsters. There are 3 difficulties, and you sort of do get stronger mobs as you go along, and you'll get, like, boss mobs and hero mobs and uniques, and nemesis spawns show up. So you have to deal with everything as you go along. I think the difficulty is pretty much the same all the way through. I didn't get past level 100, and I've been told that at level 101, it does ramp up in terms of mob strength. Yeah, it is really easy to hack in items in this game, because it's all local storage. I mean, I never do anything like that. You're welcome, What was that? Raked-in Harry? Oh, well, there you go. If you die in a Crucible, you die for real. That's why I'm dead right now. I died about a half hour ago. It might be an interesting little challenge to start with level 1 characters and see how far you can get in the Crucible. But I mean, I would just rather play a level 1 character in Grim Dawn, the main campaign, honestly. And I could also see in the future maybe even doing, like, they'd have to get, like, some sort of dedicated server for it. Maybe even doing, like what PoE does, where they sell aesthetics. That'd be fun to do too. Worst skills in Grim Dawn right now, I would say grasping vines from the shaman is really, really unimpressive. Like, it doesn't do what you think it does. It's just a slow with a chance to immobilize. I think I have a shaman. Phantasmal Blades is kind of ho-hum right now, too. Yeah, my druid. Meteor druid. Phantasmal Blades, like, its normal mode, where it's like a cooldown skill, is basically useless, at least in my opinion. And then its spammable one, you have to have a very specific build for. But yeah, Grasping Vines. It's physical and bleed damage in a tiny radius with a slow. It doesn't hold at all, it doesn't snare at all, really. And then Tangling Vines has the chance to immobilize, but it's just a chance. If this were like a more snary, I think, you'd probably see it used a lot more, possibly in every druid build. Because it's a hard thing to balance. Because if you look at like Electra's Flash Freeze, I think every Arcanist build I have uses that. And it's just really good. I'd also say, are there any other bad skills? I can think of a lot of skills that need buffs. Like, I think Doombolt should get a big buff. Like, I think Doombolt should be like a Doombolt and then maybe cascades of Doombolts. So it could rival Devastation. I think Albrecht's Aether Ray needs a buff, actually. It needs a damage buff. I think Cadence actually got a buff that I kind of want to try out maybe in the future. Amarasta's Blade Burst got a buff, and it's really good now. Maybe Blade Trap could also use a buff of some kind. It's just not as reliable as it should be. I can't think of anything that's like really heinously bad though, except maybe for Grasping Vines. Some people swear by Devouring Swarm. I don't find it that impressive. Let's see. Oh no, Sino's here? Ugh. Oh, Bloody Pox, I actually think could be good, but it's you have to rely on it cascading through enemies. Speaking of Sino, I recommend Sino's Cornucopia mod. It's the best mod I've ever played. Ding! As in, it's not like it's the only mod I've ever played, even though it's the only mod I've ever played in Grim Dawn. Yeah, the Aether Ray got a tiny, tiny buff in its energy cost scaling, which I don't mind. Also, welcome to the stream, Sino. We're kind of winding down here. I'm just asking or answering questions. I don't actually, Tiki Bug. I don't actually play a lot of mods. I'm not huge into modding myself. I was kind of planning on maybe doing a mod, but I ended up not having the time for it. But yeah, I'm not big on modding. I like the core game, and I won't say people shouldn't mod the game or play the mods. I'm just, for me personally, it's not like a preference for me. Actually, I'm sure Sino could probably recommend you a ton of mods. He heavily posts in the Grim Dawn forums, and he did the whole Cornucopia mod too. Yeah, my voice is kind of going. Yeah, and Sino, you missed the whole Crucible. You missed me die hilariously. I mean, I didn't die hilariously, I just like saying that. The Sentinel killed me in wave 99. I almost had him dead, too. Uh-huh. You're welcome, Tiki Bug. Thanks for coming. And if you got any more questions, I'll probably answer them for about 5 more minutes. If anyone has questions, I'll probably answer them for about 5 more minutes. And I will be on tomorrow night at about 7-ish again, I think. Probably won't be playing Grim Dawn again, but you never know. Like I said, I kind of want to do a bunch of games. I am gonna try to be a reliable streamer as well. It's just something new I have to get used to doing, I think. For Gotta Go Fast, I recommend Electra's Flash Freeze. Get it to 12 out of 12, it hits almost the entire screen, and on normal, you'll just kill everything. On elite, you'll just kill everything. On ultimate, you'll just kill everything. So, I do really recommend Electra's Flash Freeze. You can also work it into, like, a lot of builds, like, if you're doing pretty much any elemental-based build, obviously. If you're doing a fire build, you can actually convert it from cold to fire with the crap is that one weapon? I can't remember the name of my favorite weapon in the game. Warp Fire. You can get it with Warp Fire. You know, you can get it to fire with Warp Fire. You can be in a cold build. I think you could even... This guy's more Lightning Aether, and he runs it, too. So, yeah, Clear Speed, definitely recommend Electra's Flash Freeze. Possibly also Kalidor's Tempest. And obviously, Shadow Strike... Blitz and Chaos Strike are all awesome for jumping around. To get in the center, then you pop the things and everything is dead. And when you do advanced skills, probably Devastation can just clear out a whole room on its own. Okay, let's see. How can world peace be achieved? There are so many funny answers to that are offensive to pretty much everyone that just immediately popped in my head. I'm not gonna say them. Use your imagination on that one, and you'll probably figure out where I was going to go with those jokes. That were actually jokes. So, Grim Dawn Peony, Diablo. I love Diablo 2. Diablo 2 is one of my favorite games ever. Even though it's heavily dated. Like, just looking at the game and you're like, I can't believe I like this. But Diablo 3, my feelings went, oh wow, it's Diablo, I'm going to play a lot of it, to, God, this game sucks. And then the expansion came out and I was like, wow, this is amazing, I love the expansion. And then 6 sets came out, and the game sucked. So it was kind of a wave of emotions. But I actually talked about this with Sino once, and I referred to Diablo 3 as the McDonald's of ARPGs. Because it's sort of like it is like fast food. You don't really want to eat it. It's not really good for you, but it's really cheap calories that'll fill you up. So it is very much the fast food of action RPGs. So I guess that would be my main opinion of Diablo. At least Diablo 3. I'm hoping they do a Diablo 4 to kind of undo the damage that Diablo 3 did. Although really, I think I'd be happy with Blizzard just making Overwatch for the rest of their foreseeable future. Yeah, Diablo 3 crawling back into its hole and dying wouldn't be a bad thing, I think, for the franchise. What's sad is, I think it did a lot of really awesome stuff. Like, I really loved not having to manage skill points. Just having all of your abilities, and then the restriction being choose 6 of them, I thought was great. I loved having that ability to just, like, flip through all the builds, and you need, like, technically you need, like, one wizard to run wizards. And you can just flip through all your builds. So it's like, yeah, and then, like, not picking up gold, obviously, and like, legendaries that do cool things eventually. Like, there's a lot of good stuff in there. And I like the way it was designed, too. It looked really awesome. And the way they rendered it to have high-quality renders with low settings was really clever. So there were some good things about it that I liked personally. Some, like, I don't mind skill points in an action RPG, but I actually didn't mind just, here's all your abilities, make a character with them. Yeah, Diablo 4. Cain really didn't die stupidly to a stupid villain that was stupid. Bite me, Magda. I never got tired of killing Magda. I think that was maybe the whole point, but I mean, she sucked as a villain. Her fight sucked. The remake of her fight sucked. You know, I actually kind of liked that aspect of it too, where you weren't in these godly items, and it was difficult. I mean, I won't make fun of people who actually like Diablo 3. To each his own, honestly. But just I put 1,000 hours into that game, and most of that time was at a point when the game was actually fun, but I don't find it fun right now. Well, the way you chose the build was you put the build together and you couldn't change it in the field, at least initially. And people tend to not change their builds anyways, because right now, like, you have your items are locked in to whatever your abilities are, so you can't hot swap really. I just thought it was a cool way to do the classes. Oh, also Diablo 3 is actually kind of fun on a console. I will say that. I played the console version a little bit. Console version has its own problems, though. When you play with 4 people on the console, it's like a mad dash mixed with a mess. Diablo 3's, like, difficulty is not in... So, like, Diablo 2 and Grim Dawn, you kind of have to have skill to do it. I mean, a lot of it does come down to your gearing and your stats, because that's obviously just part of an action RPG, but with, with Diablo 3, it's like, it was either just laughably easy, or you get one-shotted by everything and you have to start gaming the system in order to play it. And that's kind of how I feel about the game right now still. Or it's like the higher end rifts, it's just like, you end up, like with the wizard, for example. The way the wizards got into really high grade rifts where they had an item that just auto-cast frost novas. And they just made sure to get as many mobs in those frost novas, and then just kept, like, the enemies perma-stunned. It's like you aren't playing the game at that point, you're just gaming the game at that point. Whereas watching, like my character run through the Crucible, it's like, he's not about gaming these mobs showing up. He's about, I actually have to position myself and know when to use my abilities and go through certain cycles of things, and it's like there's a lot going on. Yeah, that's exactly what it was, Zach. Break the game or get wrecked. Break the game or get broken. I mean, yeah, there was a time when I really liked it, and I was really bullish about the game. It was like when the expansion first released, and it was like, oh, you have to kind of cobble these items together that are still legendary, but not a set, and you have to kind of mix them with your build, and you got to make a lot of different builds. And then it's like I played that game a lot during that time. In fact, I did a lot of videos on it during that time. They're probably laughably bad because they're really old, but that was when I was really bullish on that game. And then they were like, people were like, hey, these 6 sets suck, make them good. And Blizzard was like, okay. So they made Firebird's Finery became the wizard build. And then they were like, oh, this was popular, let's do it over and over again. And then it was like, oh, Tal Rasha's became a 6 set. And then Tal Rasha's was the build. And then Delcera's came out. And, well, I guess Tal Rasha still was kind of the build at that point. But, I mean, it just kind of fell into that for me. Where it was just, oh, you're playing the gear, not the character anymore. Whereas, I mean, yeah, this character alone is like, yeah, he's running Iskandras, but I have 2 other Arcanisty characters that either don't run the full set or don't run it at all. So it's like, you can do a lot of build diversity in Grim Dawn. I mean, again, I'm also just sharing my opinion here, so I think I played seasons 1 through 4 anyways. I can't really talk about not playing Diablo 3. And if you like a TP bug, then more power to you. I mean, it's like, I'm not going to knock people who like games for their own reasons. I mean, hell, I play a lot of Monster Hunter Generations and post the videos on my channel, and they don't get nearly as many views as Grim Dawn, which technically means people don't like the game as much, but I'm still going to play it a lot and record a lot of it too, so, I mean, to each his own. Yep. That's pretty much what happened to me, the booty aficionado. Predictably enough, I had a Disintegrate Ray build when the expansion first came out. That was really fun, pretty powerful. And then the Firebird struck, and I just couldn't play the build anymore. But hey, I got Amarasta right now. Yeah, it did. I think it got a little out of hand with the way legendaries work. And I think Grim Dawn actually got a good balance on it. Because you can end up with like, oh, my pants on this character explode. That's it. They don't explode and then like meteors fall from the sky on top of that. Or it's like Albrecht's Aether Ray doesn't trigger Trojan Sky Shards type of thing. I mean, hell, this guy's actually wearing green gloves, so it's like, yeah, build diversity and gear diversity. I mean, I showed that one character earlier that is in Death's Vigil stuff. I may post a build guide video for this guy when he's done, but yeah, it's like, as I mentioned earlier, but this guy is like in... Once his model loads, I can show him. You okay, Grim Dawn? Need a little nap? I have this one character that's in the Death's Vigil stuff. Oh, I think Grim Dawn froze. I think that might be the game telling me it's time to sign off. But yeah, like, Grim Dawn has a nice balance of everything, where the legendaries are powerful, but they aren't stupid powerful. They can sort of reinforce your build, not make you, and you don't make the build around them. I like it very much. And I think, yeah, since Grim Dawn is now hanging, I am going to call the stream. So thanks for coming along, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I will be back tomorrow, probably at 7 o'clock ish EST. for a game. I don't know what it's going to be. Could be anything from Grim Dawn to Monster Hunter to Endless Legend to some random game off of Steam or something. So yeah, thanks again for watching, everyone, and I'll see you guys next time.